Hello, welcome. Happy Monday to for everyone who's watching this channel. I am Zoe Alex, welcome, and this is going to be for February 26th of 2024. This is a Sagittarius reading, so last full moon in Sagittarius, practice gratitude. So we're going to identify, I'm going to clarify what's happening through the cards, see what's out there, what's happening, and see if everything seems to be very good. Keep in mind about giving this video a like, a comment, and this is how it is. Okay, so just remember about this, and this is how it seems to be. Um, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a like or a comment as you can see. Okay, so this is a very good reading about knowing about what's happening and understand about that totally clearly and how it is. Okay, so I want to see what's going on and see what's happening through a Sagittarius perspective of how it is. I'm just a reader. I'm just telling you what's happening through the cards, and this is how it seems to be, I guess. So, without further ado, without any questions, this is how it seems to be. And I know for a fact that this is a good reading, and I hope that you will all enjoy this. Okay, so before I'm going to get started with the cards, keep them out, enjoy about this reading because this is a very interesting way of how it is, knowing that this is a very fine lining. And this is how it seems to be. Okay, so we know for a fact, and this is the Sagittarius reading. I might, understand about who's the cross watcher or who's whatever, but we're going to identify about that as well. So let's get started with the reading. All right, so you Sagittarius, you have the King of Cups upright, Ten of Cups upright. Basically, you have everything that you needed, your career, everything else. The Six of Cups reversed, the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Ace of Cups. Now here's only a blank picture, okay? When you have a blank picture, it means that there's nothing on it, right? There's nothing. But you have to identify what's happening. You have to do what you can and understand about that and believe on how it is, right? Because there's a lesson to learn here. And in that lesson, you learn something from it, just like this video. You have to pay attention because, everything has to be all clear and everything has to be justified and everything else, and it seems to be that. So you can see how it seems to be. And knowing about that, that's how it goes. But let's clarify, shall we? So we're going to clarify. Clarify is the best option there is. So what's opposite about the Six of Cups? What's opposite about the Ten of Swords? What's opposite about the Ace of Cups? So this one is the Nine of Swords is upright, which means that you're having victory on your side. You could be, you could have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius in your birth chart. You never know about that, right? This one over here, you have the Ten of Swords. So you have the Ten of Swords that's reversed here. Now you have the Ten of Swords that's upright. So basically you're having burdens because you have a lot on your plate. Maybe there could be something that was bothering you. Maybe there was something that was, peeved, whatever it is, to make you all angry. Whatever it is, right? And this one is the Queen of Pentacles that's reversed because of the Ace of Cups. So, in the means for that category, the Queen of Clubs represents that, you could be working, but you're not working. You're just taking you're taking a break from it, right? And yes, there is opposing situation. Yes, there was a opposing matter, but you have to remember that there is a long story short of it, right? And you have to remember that, everything has to be all great. So what's opposite about the Queen of Pentacles? Ah, the Five of Wands, that's reversed. Okay, all right. Kind of getting somewhere. Let's talk about that card, please. Ah, the Wheel of Fortune is upright, which means that you're having good luck on your side. Having good luck is the best option there is. Um, there is a way of how you can understand the feeling, to understand how everything is, right? And there is almost like a mini pause situation, but you're going through that stage. You're going through how everything is kind of great. But there is an amplitude of how it seems to be. Knowing that there's an amplitude, you know how everything is. Everything has to be all fitted and all great and all, you're using your enthusiasm, you're having your own funny business, whatever it is. You have to remember that this is a very fine lining of how it goes. It's, I'm going to say this, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's all you can do, you know, because if you're moving forward, that's how it seems to be, right? If you are splitting and there is one way or another way, you have to look at it from both sides. You know, it's the way of how you can believe on how you can do that. If you believe on how it seems to be, right? It's the way of how you can get your own manifestation of how everything is, because everything has to be your own playing field. You have to remember that, yes, everything seems to be fine, but then everything kind of switches. So you have to remember to identify what's happening. I'm just telling you about what the cards are saying, but I'm just a reader to tell you what's going on. So let's continue, shall we? So, in this way of how it is almost like a way of how it seems to be, right? So we have to remember that how it seems to be, right? Because everything has to be all satisfied and guaranteed and everything else, right? So I always shuffle these cards, but I want to see what's happening. If this is how it's going to be. So what's opposite with the King of Cups upright and the Ten of Cups upright? The Ace of Cups, that's upright. Okay, so you were having not a beginning over here, but then you have a beginning over here. Interesting. And this one is, okay, the Hangman that's reversed means that you don't have any restrictions because you can do whatever you want. No one doesn't want to tell you what to do, but then you have to satisfy what's happening. You know, you have to look at things from a different area, but that's how it is, right? It's the way of how everything has to be all connected, all satisfied, right? And that's how it seems to be. But let's keep clarifying. So what's going on with this whole entire reading? So I'm just going to put so so I'll put one here. So I'll put 2 cards here. So I want to see what's happening. Okay, so the Four of Swords is reversed. So basically, you're not you're not resting because you cannot think, right? And you're thinking that there was something happening that's going on. And you have the Eight of Swords that's reversed. Okay, so there is something that was happening because you're not focused on, having anxiety or anything like that. But this is very interesting. Okay. All right. What's opposite about the hangman situation? Give me two cards that represent that, please. The Queen of Coins is upright, which means that basically you are a working woman in this situation. Maybe it could be that, right? Um, the Star that's reversed, which means you're not wishing upon something because you know that you got your true wish. Okay. Hmm. So that kind of explains it. All right. So I know that this is a good reading so far. What's else said about the Ten of Swords? Let's clarify that. The Nine of Pentacles is upright. Okay, so you could be having your career, having everything else, and you think, okay, everything is all petty, which means everything seems to be fine. The Seven of Swords is upright. Oh, interesting. Okay, so you could be processing that there was something that was happening, and you need to take care of your own business in some way and somehow. You have to look at it from a different angle. But there's a way of how it is, right? It's the way of how everything is processing. And it's the way of how everything kind of connects, right? It's like connecting the way of how it is, right? Okay, all right. What's upset about the Knight of Swords? Give me two cards about that, please. Now Cups is upright. Okay, so you could be following Scorpio. You could be following him. You could be maybe in love with Scorpio, maybe. Temperance card. Maybe you could be wanting him because you're using your power. Maybe. There's a way of how that is. Okay, so I am getting somewhere in that situation. Um, because it all makes sense, right? And when it makes sense, it does, right? Um, Gosh, I'm getting some kind of puzzle piece with it. Please tell me what's happening for the Wheel of Fortune for Sagittarius, please. So you could be understanding how this is. Let's opposite that card and this card of clarifying the Wheel of Fortune. The Nine of Swords is upright. Didn't I say something about having anxiety? Yeah. Yep, 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 yep. And the Death card that represents Scorpio. Yeah, see, there is a promising understanding about how it is, knowing that there is a fine print of how it is. Like, there is a basic term for this. It's if you look from your own desire, you know what you want, you know. It's the way of how everything kind of connects, right? You have to remember about that. This is a way of how it is, and there is a way of knowing what to do. You just have to find it. And what you find is what you're going to get, you know? If you believe that you can do whatever you want to do, you put your mind to it, you know? I'm telling you what the cards are saying because in that note you have to remember that this is a almost a two-way street, but not really, because everything has to be all, well connected, well desired, well deserved. There is a way of how that goes, you know. You have to look at it like a pattern, like my cardigan, okay? You have to look at the pattern. Look at the pattern and say, okay, everything is connected, right? Yes. But that's what this reading is. You have to remember that there is a way of understanding about what's going on, you know? And there's a saying, there's a will, there's always a way, right? And you look at it because you can't cry over spilt milk. You can't, no. But there is a way that you can believe that you can do this. And I always say this is, you know, seeing is believing. Believing is seeing. That's all you can do, right? Because you know that from the ins and outs, you understand what's happening, okay? And, that's what the energies are saying because, basically you're in between a negative feeling and a positive feeling, but you have to make it a plus, and that's how it seems to be, right? So we're almost done with this reading. So now we're going to clarify, uh, basically, I'm going to clarify the Four of Swords reverse and the Eight of Swords reverse. I'm going to look at this, okay? So now I think, okay, well, there was something happening. And we have the Two of Wands, that's upright. Okay, so we know that it does represent Sagittarius in a way of how it is. So we understand that as a wonderful feeling, right? Because you think that there was some kind of, strong attention to know what's happening, right? Um, so let's see what's opposite about, like, what's the top of here and what's the bottom of here. Okay, so you have the death card that's reversed because you know that this is a not a an ending, right? It seems to be an ending over here, but then you're thinking that you're trying to trust Scorpio, right? And the Eight of Swords is upright as well. So, you could be dealing with another air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, maybe in situations. But there is a way that you have to impose that situation. So now I'm basically I have to clarify the reverse of the death card because I want to look at that in that way of how it is. So let's see about this reading. So I'm going to clarify with two cards, and you will look at these and think about how everything is going to be all connected, right? So you have the Queen of Swords, that's upright, interesting. And this one over here, you have, the star that's upright. See, you have the star card that was reversed here, okay? Because, you're not wishing upon of something. But then you're wishing on something. You know, you have the Eight of Swords that was reversed earlier, but then you have the Eight of Swords that's upright. You know, so I'm going to clarify that as well. So let's see. We'll clarify this by 2 cards here. Let's see about this whole entire reading. The moon that's reversed. Okay, so you don't have any moon energy in this situation. And this one over here, you had the, oh, the high priestess that's reversed. Okay. All right. So give me an upright card. That's the opposite of the moon and the high priestess for Sagittarius. So I'm going to look at this and I want to clarify these in the middle. See what happens. So you have the Two of Swords that's reversed, means that you know exactly which direction you're going to take. Yeah. So you know about that correctly. What's up about that card, please? The Queen of Pentacles, that's upright. Okay, so here is my own dilemma here with all this, okay? It means that you have the ability to understand that if you're working and if you're, you know, underlying about Scorpio, or if you're in love with Scorpio or what have you have to understand that there is a way and there is a place for everything, okay? In that desire of how everything is, it has to be all connected, right? Now, if you are in this situation, okay, and if you are a Sagittarius between a man or a woman, or, you know, you have to remember that there is a way that you can do whatever you desire to do, okay? Yes, that there is lots of maybe misconceptions, maybe misunderstandings, maybe, you know, you have to look at it from your own perspective. If you look at your own perspective, you know exactly which way you're going to go, right? If you look at your career, if you look at your, maybe it could be your love life, maybe it could be something. But in order to understand that, you have to remember this, right? This is no pride, no joke, nothing. But you have to remember that there is always a will, and there is a way of it. And whenever you focus on that, you have to believe about that, right? This is a very fine lining of how everything seems to be. You have to remember that this is a very fine, strong energies of how this, you know, this reading goes, okay? Because if you look at it, right, if you look at, you know, if I look at, you know, the star that's reversed, well, you have a star card that's up right here. Okay, there are two different, aren't they? Yes, one's reversed on my left side, one's upright on my right side. Okay, and whenever you look at that, you think, okay, well, I'm going to wish upon of something. You know, basically you have to do that, right? If you wish upon of something, it will come true. You know, miracles do happen. Yes, they are. But if you understand that, you have to be creative and you know how you can do that, right? Because look at this whole entire reading. Does it make sense? Yes, it does. Okay. So now I'm going to see what the universe is saying. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to do a little shuffle here. That was a great shuffle I just did. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to clarify between the middles, between this one, right? And this is how it is, what the universe is saying. So I'm going to do a 3 card, and this is how it is, okay? So we know that there is something that was happening. This is what the universe is saying. So the universe is saying there's the Four of Swords is upright. So basically you are taking a break until you decide about, maybe you're going to go to work, maybe you're going to come back to it. Secondly, is the Seven of Swords that's reversed. So you were feeling that you had your burdens, you know exactly how it was, but then you don't have any burdens right now, right? Because you understand that clearly, okay? And lastly, you have the Nine of Cups that's reversed because you get whatever you wanted. Now I want to clarify these two, what the universe is saying, with this card here. And the King of Swords that's reversed over here. So I'm going to do that. And I want to know one more upright card for Sagittarius. Is the Six of Pentacles that's upright. Yeah, so basically that means that if she's, it could be a guy or a girl, whoever you are, Sagittarius, it means that you can do whatever you decide to do, and if you have a relationship with somebody, if you decide about you're okay, there is a good saying, and I'm going to say this right now. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect, and when you do that, everything has to be all well connected, well desired, well deserved, and that's how it seems to be. So before I let you all go, you have to pay attention to understand about how it is, because there is no right or wrong in this setting, and you understand that by how it is, right? You have to believe about how everything is, believe on how everything seems to be, knowing that, you know, you can do whatever you decide to do, and it seems to be very well, contacted and everything else, right? And you could do that. So, biological, this is how it seems to be, okay? And I hope this reading helps you. Give it a like, give it a comment, and this is how I have for you. So I hope that this reading helps you. I hope that you understand what's going on, and this is how it is, okay? So you believe in what's happening, knowing what's going on, and you do what you can, because that's how it is, okay? So thank you very much. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye for now. Really. Bye.